A poem for Tammy. Dear Mr. Tammy Abraham, in real life, I'm your biggest fan. Your virtual alter ego, though, I'm not so sure. I think I broke you and I can't seem to find a cure. I would hate to see you leave, my heart would be sore, but as our main striker, man, you have to score. Hey guys, my name is Jochen and welcome to part 13 of the Monday Blues. First of all, I wanted to show you the Man United game and the Bournemouth game today. As you can see, I have played them and I recorded them, and when I started editing, I noticed that a lot of audio was missing because of some dodgy Windows setup thing that got reset without me knowing. That is why today we will show you the Tottenham game at home in the Premier League and the first leg of the first knockout round in the Champions League against Sporting Lisbon. Now, since you were last here, it was the Mönchengladbach game in the group phase of the Champions League. We did quite well in the league, as you can see, a lot of green going on here. Then Tottenham kicked us out of the FA Cup in the third round. They also kicked us out of the League Cup earlier in the season, so I'm quite excited to play them at home in the league today. After that, we won against Southampton. We drew at home against Arsenal, which is not a real disaster since they're right behind us in the league. Then we had our most dreadful game of the season so far. We lost 1-0 to Crystal Palace. If you look at the shots, we had the triple amount of shots as Crystal Palace. The possession was quite even. I think here you can see the key passes of that game. Tomori had one, and to be honest, he literally gave an assist to Maximilian Meyer to score their goal. So I'm thinking this one key pass is that pass. Let me scroll down again, because after the Crystal Palace game, we completely redeemed ourselves. We beat Fulham 3-0 at home. We beat Man United at home 3-2. And then we went to Bournemouth and hammered them 3-2-1. If we have a look in the league, we are still in second place, only 1 point behind Liverpool, already 11 points ahead of our closest competitors, Arsenal and Man City. Yes, Man City started to climb the ladder. I know why, I will show you that in a moment, but fair enough, we are still doing very well in the league. As you can see, it's already the 7th of February, so that means the January transfer window is behind us. We didn't buy anyone because I simply don't think we need reinforcements at this point in the season, and I'd rather save the 30-something million euros transfer budget that I had for the summer to do some big boy transfers. That being said, Man City thought otherwise. If we have a look at their transfer history, as you can see, they have spent quite some guacamole in the winter. They bought Erling Haaland, the Norwegian freak. Fair enough, he was still at Salzburg because I started the game not with the winter update of the database. But still, 78 million euro. They also bought Dani Olmo for 41.5 million from Dinamo Zagreb. And Marcos Senesi, an Argentinian international from Feyenoord, for, 40.5 million. So, and their new winger, which they bought in the summer, Federico Chiesa, is also back to full fitness, and he is starting to do some damage. Now, as you have noticed in the intro, I made a little poem for Tammy, because I just want him to get back on track. I hoped after the last episode he would, but if we have a look at his form, he scored 3 times in 2 games, and that was just before the last episode, so that is when I thought, yes, he's got his mojo and all back. Well, fair to say he didn't. He hasn't scored since. He gave 1 assist, and look at the match ratings. It's simply not good enough. And like I mentioned in my beautiful poem, I love him in real life, but as our main striker in game, this is simply not good enough. Let's keep it at that. If we have a look at the bottom here, 26, 27 appearances in total, 4 goals, 1 assist, 1 man of match. I'm not panicking because I am trying to tweak some things in his tactical setup, but if he hasn't improved, and by improved I mean if he hasn't scored more goals when the summer comes, I am not convinced that I am going to keep him. I might look for a replacement. One of those replacements, of course, was Erling Haaland, who went to Man City. I mean, it's almost cheating to buy him that early in the game because he is just ridiculously good. But I just hope that he wouldn't be transferred to a Premier League club, because now we have to face him at a minimum twice a year, and we all know the damage that that man can do. So the Abraham story to be continued. Let's play Tottenham. For the Spurs game, first of all, we had quite of an injury crisis in the last few months. At this point, it's still Marcos Alonso who is out for 3 weeks. Jadon Sancho is coming back into fitness. He was out for a month. Jorginho was out for a couple of months, and he's getting back, but he's not fully match fit. Those are the most important ones at this moment. I mean, even Kepa, our goalkeeper, was injured for a couple of weeks. That being said, our squad for today: Kepa back in goal, Grimaldo, Christensen, Diaz and James as our back four, Tonali as a substitute for Jorginho, and as you can see, he's already at a 3-star current potential. We're getting there. Tonali, Kante and Kovacic in midfield, Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic on the wings, and still lone striker Tammy Abraham. I mean, I'm just going to keep playing him. Fingers crossed something good will come out of it. Let's head into the game. For our team talk, they're expected to prove a point today. I can live with that. Some seem motivated. Let's do this. At home against Tottenham. Let me just adjust this one. There we go. Let's see what we can do, because they did kick us out of the League Cup and the FA Cup. So for some reason, it's not that easy an opponent as you would sometimes think. Although they have a good team, don't get me wrong, but it's not Liverpool. So we'll see what happens. First highlight of the game, free kick for Tottenham, and Davies, I think, yep, he headed it to the crossbar. Immediately followed by a second highlight, throw in with the same guy, Davies. Kane is all alone, has all the time to give it to Dele Alli, but he puts it into the side net. Luckily for us, we don't even have time to shout. Once again, Tottenham. Once again, Davies, Lucas Moura, and Kepa with the save. I am going to ask for some creativity, because I think apparently we might need it. Now Kante, Tonali with the ball to Grimaldo, who has some space. Back to Kante. Passes it to Kovacic. Good ball to Abraham. Oh, do you see the problem? I mean, it's not that he hasn't had the chance to score, because I know you guys don't see all the games, but I do. And I promise you, the situation that you just witnessed is pretty common for Tammy Abraham. So, halftime. Let's keep it at disappointing. All fired up. I like it. Let's go into the second half, and hopefully let's ask for some creativity again. And then I'm going to demand more, because we are at home against Tottenham. Tonali with the corner. Gets headed away. Ruben Diaz picks it up. Kante with a beautiful shot. To the crossbar. Grimaldo with the throw-in to Abraham. Hudson-Odoi, first time I see him in the game. Christensen now all the way back to Kepa. If this is one of those weird long highlights, just get it over with, Football Manager. But I think it's not. Pulisic now with a lot of room. Can he cross the ball? Abraham! Of course. He hits the keeper and not the net. The corner that follows, Tonali. And yep, there we go. Kovacic with a little bit of a ping-pong goal. 6th goal of the season. Assist by Ruben Diaz. Chelsea 1, Tottenham 0. 60th minute of the game. Let's have another look. Tonali with the corner. And then I don't even know. Ruben heads it against the keeper or a Tottenham player, I think. And Kovacic in the rebound. Let's drop a little praise, but the highlight already started. James now to Abraham. Pulisic picks up the ball. James with a good cross. Sandro Tonali loses the ball. Kante with, yep, to James. There we go. Pulisic, can he get there? Oh, yes, sirree, Bob. He can. 7th goal of the season. I think fair to say he's our best player this season. So good on you, Christian. Let's have another look. Kovacic to James with a good ball, although I didn't think Pulisic would make it, but he just slides it into the goal. Keeper couldn't get there, that's obvious. And Chelsea 2, Tottenham 0, so my praise that I already dropped was just. Now Tottenham with the corner. Oh god, I think we gave away a penalty. Yep, there we go. Harry Kane, of course, and I think he has very good penalty taking stats. And there we go. So 2-1. Let's have a look at a substitution. Pulisic, although he hasn't had his best game, but he scored, right? So I am going to put Everton there and switch them around. The rest of them, maybe Reece James, we have to keep an eye out for. But Chelsea 2, Tottenham 1, almost 70 minutes into the game. And I hope, good penalty though. I hope it stays this way or that we expand our lead and that Tottenham don't make any more goals. 80th minute, let's have a look for another substitution, and I am going to sub Reece James, and maybe while I'm here, let's just sub Abraham again. I mean, this what I just did is getting pretty common in all my games. For understandable reasons, of course. Now, Tonali with the ball to Kante. To Everton. Skips past his man. Wow, did you see the speed on that? Jesus Christ, what the hell was that for a celebration? Doesn't matter. Do what you want, Everton. 4th goal of the season. Assist by N'Golo Kante. Let's have another look. Tonali, Kante with the ball, and then bad pass really, but Everton with his explosive speed gets to the ball, cuts inside, and hammers it home. I am going to do the substitutions. I am going to go and praise them again. 5 minutes left in regular time. Tonali with the corner. Gets headed away. Kante picks up the ball and almost loses it, but still has it. Everton now with a lot of space to cross. And Kante with a beautiful goal. Drop shot, drop kick shot. I don't know how you call it in English. Doesn't matter. Chelsea 4, Tottenham 1. And I'm liking what I see, guys. Let's have another look. Everton. He pulls it back to Kante and bang! Good stuffy. So, I think that will be almost it for this game. They also had a lot of shots though, so our shot to goal ratio is really good in this game. 20 shots, 4 goals. Shots on target, 10, 4 goals. That's how you should look at it. Good game. That's all I can pretty much say. They did excellent. There we go. And I think that I already know the man of the match with 1 goal, 1 assist, 12 kilometers in distance, 87% passes complete, N'Golo Kante. Well, Guardiola, you should have done better. Don't blame it on me. Let's go into the next game. FYI, because Liverpool lost against Brighton, thank you Brighton, we are currently in 1st position in the Premier League. 66 points, 2 points ahead of Liverpool, 11 points ahead of Man City and possibly Arsenal because they have 1 game in hand. As you can see, no Chelsea player to be found in the goal scoring stats. Average rating, Jorginho, right up there. Assists, also no one player of the match, Jorginho 5 times. And clean sheets, of course, our good friend Kepa in 2nd position behind Alisson. For our Champions League game, we are away in the first leg at Sporting Lisbon in the first knockout round. As you can see, I did some rotation because I don't expect Lisbon to be the most talented team we ever faced. But I don't know their team, so it's maybe a risk to say that, but YOLO. I played Jadon Sancho, Jorginho, and Rudiger, who are not quite match fit yet, but I am going to build up their fitness by playing them today. That being said, I also subbed Tammy Abraham. He's on the bench, and I think that might be the first time ever. Alexander Isaac, our Swedish friend, is our lone striker today. Apart from him, Kepa in goal, Grimaldo, Rudiger, Tomori, and James as our back four. Our rotated midfield of Jorginho, Bakayoko, and Mount. Sancho and Everton on the wings, and like I said, Isaac as our lone advanced forward striker. Let's go to Lisbon. Now let me have a quick look at their squad if there's someone I know, and of course, how could I forget this guy? He's their captain slash playmaker slash superstar. Okay. He is in their squad, and I also think, is that the Argentinian guy? He used to be a wonder kid, I think, somewhere around here. Anyway, apart from those two, I can't really say I am that familiar with their players. Hopefully, that's a good thing. Let's see for our team talk. Yep, let's prove a point today. And let's head into the game. 10 minutes have passed. Let's ask them to get creative. I do have to keep an eye out on Sancho, Jorginho, and Rudiger's fitness because I don't want to cause any injuries by doing the whole rotation thing. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Now the ball falls to Mason Mount to Everton, with two guys breathing down his neck with the back heel. Alrighty, there is Isaac. I mean, oh, Tammy, are you watching this? For the love of God, it's not that hard, right? I mean, you're getting paid a lot of money to simply do that. Let's have another look. James with the ball to Mason Mount, to Isaac, who just gently puts it in the corner. Simple as that. Chelsea 1, Sporting 0. 25 minutes into the game, not that much activity, to be really honest. Let's maybe say, let's pray, since they are 1-0 up, almost at halftime, and completely at halftime. It's a pretty even game, really. So we are 1-0 up, but it's not that we can conclude that this is a walk in the park at all. I am going to sub Jorginho because he only was fit to play 45 minutes, and maybe even let's give Sancho until the 60th minute or so, and then we'll sub him too. Now, Sporting with the ball, Vieto, who can simply walk into our box with no one bothering him. That's nice. Let's do that. Let's say calm down, because a lot of players are starting to get nervous. I am going to sub Jadon Sancho. Let's give our youth product Angerin a chance. And let's see what happens. Next highlight, Sporting with the ball, starting from the back, Wendell. And maybe they can somewhat... Oh, I thought he was going to give away a penalty. But this is equally worse. I mean, 1-1, still no drama, of course, but let's have another look. That's a good ball, though, on the right-hand side. He gets a lot of time to cross the ball, which he does, and the marking of Vieto is also not really how I would like to see it. But hey. Tonali now with the ball to Tomori. Mason Mount back to Tomori. Once again, Mount with the beautiful pass, and wow, did you see that? I mean, let's just play Isaac as our striker. I'm done. I'm done with Abraham. If I see this, you can't say I'm wrong. So let's have another look at this beautiful goal. Tomori to Mount, and then with the deep ball, and look at this. Bam! It's like Did it touch the ground? I don't think so. This is what I would like to see. Let's praise them. Highlight has already started, but hey. This is what I would like to see from our main striker. Just banging in goals. Rudiger heads it away to Grimaldo. Back to Rudiger with an awful pass. And Jesus Christ. You know what? I did already do 2 substitutions. I am going to sub Rudiger. Should I sub him? I mean, his fitness is still quite okay. Reece James is starting to pass out, so let's do this. I did give him a little praise. I am going to do it again. Fired up. That's good. 85th minute of the game. Sporting now with the ball. Bakayoko with a good tackle. And I think that will pretty much end the game. No. The throw-in still goes on. That's a good cross. Bruno Fernandes. I didn't see him that much. I expected to see a lot more from him. But I'm not complaining. And there we go. Sporting 1, Chelsea 2. A really even game, so it could have gone either way. And Mason Mount probably man of the match with 2 assists. Let's head to our dressing room. I am going to say a good win because I really think it was. Let's have a look at the other results in the Champions League. So we beat Sporting 2-1. Juventus beat Wolves 1-0. As did Man City to Bayern. Napoli and Real Madrid drew 0-0. Mönchengladbach surprisingly drew with Paris Saint-Germain 1-1. And even more upsetting, Lyon beat Barcelona 2-1. I mean, is that the Celtic dude? I think it is. Yep. He is really good though. I mean, also a possible replacement for Abraham, but that's gonna cost me some dinero. Let's have a look at the... Ooh. Ajax hammered Liverpool 3-0, as did Man United to Atletico Madrid, but that I can maybe agree with. But Ajax, good God, if Liverpool is out at this stage in the Champions League, I like it. Since those were the 2 games for today, let's have a look at our schedule, and we will be back pretty soon because I am going to show you the second leg of the knockout phase in the Champions League against Sporting at home, and then maybe just we'll do the away game in West Ham or the home game against Norwich in the Premier League. So guys, if you've enjoyed this episode, please leave me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, use the social media links in the description, and I will see you very soon.